3D Town, A Look into Littleton, Variety Films by Jonathan Sabin. Nestled in the White Mountains of New Hampshire, the small town of Littleton has a history you might not expect. Take a look into the town's relationship with stereo photography and its lasting impact.
Stereo cards were a common form of entertainment. They would appear 3D when viewed through a device called a stereoscope. It was Littleton, New Hampshire that ended up becoming the stereo capital of the world. Foremost in this endeavor was Benjamin Kilburn. With his twin-lens 3D camera, Kilburn and his associates traveled the world, capturing all variety of scenes. Kilburn's second and third factories were right by the railroad, facilitating quick shipment to audiences nationwide.
So they'd come and knock at the door, and there'd be a young man dressed up to the nines with a case. She would look at the pictures, and he would eat cookies and tea. And what she would do was order the pictures. People didn't do an awful lot of traveling back then because they couldn't afford it. But what they could do is they could bring the world into their house, and they could see things that they only dreamt about visiting in person. Not only did they take photographs of trees, mountains, the Eiffel Tower, Boston Common, or wherever they were, they would actually tell stories. When Kilburn died in 1909, his wife ended up getting the factory. It was sold to a company, to a group who turned it into tenements. And it's an apartment building now. So when they went through to clean, there were thousands and thousands of stereoscopic views in there, and they used them for heat.
So what remains of the original 3D legacy? The National Stereoscopic Association recognized the town's role in advancing stereoscopy. A good amount of Kilburn and Weller's prints and equipment are archived at the Littleton Area Historical Museum. Kilburn himself lays to rest in nearby Glenwood Cemetery. And at his last stereo card factory, a historical marker stands.
Kilburn did a lot for the town, gave a lot to the town, made a lot of money, worked like a son of a gun. People would look through these pictures and sit in their parlor, and I would see one thing and I'd hand it to you. Then you'd pass it on to someone else, go, "Whoa, look at that. There's something over here." And by the time it got back to me, I had like 3 people input, and we would pass that picture around to each other, and we would make up our own stories. I think it was called imagination.